One Question is designed to give subscribers valuable insights on how executive leaders in college athletics think about key issues on their respective campuses, in their departments, or within their leagues and conferences.
Greetings, this is Tai Brown and welcome to One Question. Our guest today is Dr. Linda Livingstone. Linda is currently the president at Baylor University. Greetings, Dr. Livingstone. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, I'm glad to be with you, Ty.
Now, Dr. Livingstone, you've been in higher education for a little over 25 years, 26 years around there, and your background is you played college sports, so you understand the importance of athletics. I had an opportunity to listen to your inauguration, and in your inauguration, you talked about how a top-notch athletics program can be transformative to a university culture. Can you give us some thoughts on how athletics can enhance the overall academic mission of a university?
No, I'm happy to do that, and it's a privilege to be back at Baylor, and I really look forward to all that we have ahead as an institution, and absolutely believe that if we're thoughtful about how we build our athletics programs and integrate them in with our academic mission, they can be extremely valuable to a university. Athletics is a wonderful window and visible part of what the university does, and so if you're successful from an athletic perspective, your student athletes are successful in the classroom, and your student athletes are representing the mission of your institution effectively. That's very visible to the broader community, and our athletes are doing that well. We're very proud of them, and so it really does give visibility to the institution. And then the other thing I believe that it does, I think there's a set of students that would not have the opportunity to go to college if it weren't for athletics and the scholarships that they're provided, and my father was one of those people, and so I do believe that through athletics you have a set of individuals that are wonderful students, wonderful athletes that have an opportunity for a college education that has an impact on their lives, and then the impacts, the lives of their families for many years to come. So it's an important part of what we do in higher education, and we are proud to do that well here at Baylor.
Right, and I found it significant that in your inauguration you made it a point to mention athletics. I'm not sure how many presidents do that. Of course, Baylor has a special situation, but I thought that was significant that you did that.
Well, it's certainly a significant part of our institution as part of our overall academic mission. But then, my personal story on many levels has athletics themed through it on several levels, and so, I think it's an important thing, and we've got to integrate it appropriately and effectively into the overall mission. But when we do that well, it raises the boat for everyone, for our athletics program and for our academic programs at the university.
I agree. And you mentioned your background. And when you think about evaluating teammates, playing with people from diverse backgrounds, identifying, rallying around leadership, and all other aspects of the team, right, and playing with the team, how has your background, you were a basketball player at Oklahoma State, a college student athlete, how has that helped you thus far in your career and specifically now as a president at Baylor University?
Mm-hmm. Well, and you mentioned some of these things. I think you learn so many qualities of leadership and being a good part of a team as an athlete. And I certainly know that I had a diverse set of teammates over the years that I was at Oklahoma State. So you learn how to live and work and play with folks that have very different backgrounds and experiences. You work with a different set of coaches and a variety of people in that role, so you learn how to work with different types of leaders in those roles. I think one of the other important things about athletics is you learn how to win and you learn how to lose.
Right.
We wish we always won, but we don't always, and so learning how to take those losses, learn from them, build on them, and come back stronger because of that, I think is very important. I think athletics taught me a lot about discipline and helped build resilience in me. Mm-hmm. And so as I think about the qualities that it takes to be successful, really in any career, but certainly as a university president, I think many of those qualities, discipline, resilience, building a team, working with a diverse set of people, learning how to come back from adversity and build on that, all of those qualities are really important, and the roots of learning many of those qualities started with my background in athletics, and certainly has been built on in many other ways throughout my academic career.
Right, and I think this is my last question here, but it has to do with that in terms of being with the team. One of the big things you do as a teammate is it's easy to identify who the leaders of the team are, even before the coaches do, right?
Right.
And I guess in terms of leadership, evaluating your team and the people around you, the people you quote unquote get on the bus, right, is very important in your job. Is there a process you go into as you work on going into your first year and then future years, identifying leaders on campus?
No, you're exactly right. I mean, when I talk about leadership, I always indicate that one of the most critical things as a leader is to ensure that you have the right team of people around you, because no one leading a complex organization can do that by themselves. It takes a whole team of people who support each other, trust each other, working together towards the institution's mission to make it successful. So clearly one of the first things I've done and that you need to do in these kinds of roles is evaluate the leadership team you have, both the individuals but also the positions, and say, what do we need to move the institution forward in the direction that we want to go, and then look at that structure and that fit and determine over the first year or so how to make some of those changes and move forward. And there's some really wonderful people here at Baylor, and we're in transition in a couple of positions, and I just feel really good about where we are. And I look for people that support the institution's mission first and foremost, that are people of integrity. We, of course, hire people that are committed to our Christian mission and have a strong faith component to their life. And then you obviously need people who are talented technically in the area that you're looking for. And I think if you build a team around some of those qualities that then works together well, trusts one another, you're going to be extremely successful. And we've got a really good team in place right now, and then over the next 6 months to a year, we'll bring some other folks into that team. So I'm excited about where we are and then the opportunities that we have to even build that team more over the coming months.
Well, Dr. Livingstone, I can speak for the people I know at Baylor and in the Waco community and say that they are excited to have you at Baylor University, and they look forward to what the future holds to come. And also, we want to thank you for joining us on One Question.
Well, it's my pleasure to be with you, Tai, and I'm excited about being at Baylor, and there's a tremendous opportunity ahead for the university, so it's good to be a Bear right now.
That was Dr. Linda Livingstone. She's the president at Baylor University, and this is Tai Brown with One Question. And keep in mind, the role of a leader is to create and maintain an environment that people want to be a part of. And as always, be better tomorrow than you are today. This episode of One Question is produced by Spades Media Group, solving problems using creative leadership.